Hi everyone, and welcome to Layering Like a Pro. Now, layering is super important when you're going into the outdoors because there are a variety of elements that can come into play, and having the right gear is definitely really important. We're going to tell you the best way to layer up so you can stay safe, happy, comfortable, and just all around have a great time. Let's go. Now, the first concept in layering is to do whatever works best for you. Once you start layering for a little bit and you kind of see what works and what doesn't, you can develop your own unique system to decide what works best for you in which environment, and that way you can be happy and healthy when you go outside. So to start, there are three main types of layers. There is the base layer, the mid layer, and then the outer layer. All these layers serve different purposes, and we'll get into them all right now. So first up, we have the base layer. The base layer is going to keep your body nice and dry and wick all that moisture away from it. Now for these base layers, there's three different levels. There's lightweight, midweight, and heavyweight. All of these come with varying levels of warmth. However, it is up to you and your personal preference which one you decide to go with. So my base layer is really light and thin. It is synthetic. I have my pant base layer and my shirt base layer. And they're both very light. They're in the lightweight category. And basically what they're going to do is just wick away all the moisture that I produce like sweat. This will keep me happy and comfortable while I am doing my outdoor activity. Okay, so next up are my midweight layers. Now these layers are going to be thicker and their main purpose is for insulation. So it's to keep me warm. Now for my pants, I have synthetic pants that will keep me nice and warm, and my sweatshirt here is a fleece, so it is also going to be nice and toasty. There are three main materials for these insulation layers, and the first one is a fleece. Now this polyester fleece is going to keep me very warm, and it is very breathable. However, because it is so breathable, it does not hold up so well against the wind, so if I was going onto a very windy environment, I would definitely need another layer, an outer layer, for wind protection. And we'll get into that in a little bit. The next insulating layer that a lot of people use is a down insulated jacket. Now these jackets use down fur from birds and it keeps you nice and toasty. Now another example of an insulating layer is a synthetic insulating jacket, which is one of these. It looks very similar to a down insulated jacket, but it has a few pros and cons compared to the down. Now, this synthetic insulated jacket is very similar to a down insulated jacket. A down insulated jacket has a very great warmth to weight ratio, which basically means that for the same weight as a synthetic jacket, a down jacket will be warmer. Now, if a down jacket gets wet though, it will lose all of its warmth and it will not work very well at all to keep you warm. However, synthetic insulated jackets can hold up against a little wetness, so they're better if you're going to a more wet environment. And another thing to take into consideration when you're picking your jacket is that synthetic jackets don't compress as far down as down jackets do. So if you're going for a more compact look and you want to fit more stuff into your backpack, then you might want to go with a down jacket because it does get smaller than a synthetic jacket would. Now the last layer we're going to be talking about is the outer layer, and this is going to be the layer that's going to protect you from the wind and the rain and all of the elements. This layer is usually waterproof or water resistant and has a coating that will make it so. Now there are many types of these different outer layers, and each one has its different pros and its different cons. Here are a few examples of them. Now first, I have my water resistant and breathable shell. Now this is going to protect me from the wind and a little bit from the water, but it's not going to do a whole lot if there's a huge downpour. So I really wouldn't wear this if it's going to be super wet. Instead, I would take my rain jacket, which has a better protection from the rain. Now next is my rain jacket, which is completely waterproof. However, it is not very breathable. So if I were to be doing strenuous activity, such as hiking up a steep cliff, and it was raining, I would consider my options. I might not want to put on my rain jacket because it's not very breathable and I might get very sweaty and hot underneath it. However, if it's raining really hard, I might want to put it on anyway because I don't want all of my clothes underneath to get absolutely soaked. Another example is a soft shell, which is basically a jacket that is waterproof or water resistant, and it has a softer feel to it so it doesn't feel as crinkly or as hard. You can see these often in ski jackets or in just thicker jackets made for the winter. Here are my layers for when it's very warm and nice outside. I usually go with a nice light synthetic shirt along with synthetic shorts that go with it. Now I choose synthetic materials because it wicks away the moisture from my body and just keeps me nice and dry, as opposed to cotton, which will suck in all the moisture that you produce and it will just make you wet and uncomfortable, and no one wants to be hiking around with a wet, uncomfortable shirt on. So your best option is probably to go with synthetics. Now, if I were using this in the summer and I thought it might get a little bit chillier at night, I might bring along a nice lightweight jacket or a polyester fleece and a nice pair of warm insulating pants, just so in case it gets really cold, I can have those nice warm insulating layers just in case. So in conclusion, with the layering system, I recommend that you choose what works best for you. Maybe try out a few trial runs of different combinations of different things and see what works for you. But basically, the way to really enjoy your time outside is to pick a layering system and layers that work best for you in that environment that you choose to be in. Thanks for watching and stay warm out there.